You decided to change. You picked a habit, woke up early, worked out, ate well, made progress for 5 days, maybe even 2 weeks. It felt different this time, real. Then one day, something happened. Maybe you were tired. Maybe life got busy. Maybe you just didn't feel like it. You missed. And you told yourself, one day won't hurt. But the next morning came, and instead of getting back on track, you found a reason to skip again. Then another, until somehow a single missed day turned into 2 weeks of nothing. Now you're back where you started, wondering what's wrong with you. Here's the thing, nothing is wrong with you, but you've been trying to solve the wrong problem. Most people think staying consistent means never missing, so when they miss once, they feel like they've already failed. But that's not how consistency actually works. The real reason you can't stay consistent isn't that you miss days. It's that nobody ever taught you what to do after you miss. And that one missing piece changes everything. Think about our stick figure. He's on a 14-day streak. Every day he does the thing. The chain grows, each day a new link. Then on day 15, the chain breaks. Now here's the question most people never ask. What happens next? Because it's not the broken link that derails him. It's what he decides about that broken link. And almost every time, he decides the same thing. Well, I already messed up. Might as well start fresh on Monday. Psychologists have a name for this. They call it the what the hell effect. In the 1980s, researchers Janet Polivy and C. Peter Herman studied people on diets. They discovered something strange. When dieters ate one forbidden cookie, they didn't just stop there. They ate the whole bag. And it wasn't because they were hungry. It was because eating one cookie triggered a very specific thought. I already broke the rule. What the hell? I might as well enjoy it. One small transgression became permission to abandon the entire effort. Sound familiar? Here's how it works inside your brain. When you're consistent, your brain builds a narrative. I'm someone who does this. Every day you show up, you cast a vote for that identity. The chain gets longer. The identity gets stronger. But the moment you miss, even once, the brain doesn't just register a missed day. It starts questioning the narrative. Wait, am I actually someone who does this? Or was I just pretending? And when the brain starts doubting the identity, the what the hell effect kicks in. Because if you're not really a consistent person, what's the point of getting back today? Better to wait. Start fresh. Try again when conditions are perfect. So you wait for Monday. Monday becomes next month. Next month becomes next year. The problem was never one missed day. The problem is the story you tell yourself about that missed day. There's a concept in psychology called identity-based behavior. The idea is simple. What you do consistently eventually becomes who you are. If you run every day, you become a runner. If you write every day, you become a writer. Not because you're talented, because you've built evidence. But this works in both directions. Every time you break consistency without recovering, you're also building evidence for the opposite identity. I'm someone who starts things and doesn't finish. I'm someone who tries and fails. And here's where it gets really dangerous. That identity hardens over time. After enough broken streaks, the brain stops seeing it as, I missed today. It starts seeing it as, this is who I am. Researchers studying habit formation found that people who repeatedly fail to maintain streaks develop what's called learned helplessness. They stop believing they can be consistent, not because they lack discipline, but because they've accumulated too much evidence against themselves. One missed day becomes proof. 2 missed days becomes a pattern. 3 missed days becomes identity. That's the real reason you can't stay consistent. It's not a willpower problem. It's not a motivation problem. It's an identity problem. And no app, no planner, no productivity hack fixes that, unless you address what happens inside the broken link. Here's something that might change how you see that broken chain. In Japan, when a ceramic bowl breaks, they don't throw it away. They repair it with gold. The cracks become visible, beautiful. That's kintsugi, the art of golden repair. The bowl isn't replaced or hidden, it's celebrated, because the crack is now part of its story, and the gold makes it more valuable than it was before. Think about that. Western culture tells you that the broken streak is a failure, something to hide, something to restart from zero. But what if you treated it like kintsugi? What if the day you missed wasn't the end of your streak, but the moment that made it stronger? The crack isn't proof that you're broken, it's proof that you're real. And what you do after the crack is what determines who you become. By the way, if this is clicking for you, hit subscribe. We release new lessons every week on the science of habits, mindset, and how to actually reach the next level. So what do you actually do? The most consistent people in the world share one habit that has nothing to do with never missing. It's about how fast they recover. Research on high-performing athletes, surgeons, and executives shows the same pattern consistently. They don't expect perfection. They expect disruption. And they have a plan for what to do the moment consistency breaks. Their plan is called the 24-hour rule. Within 24 hours of breaking a habit, no matter how small, do something related to it. Even the smallest version of it. Missed your workout? Don't wait until tomorrow's scheduled session. Go for a 5-minute walk tonight. Even one push-up counts. Skipped your reading? Read one paragraph, one sentence. Why does this work? Because the goal isn't the effort itself. The goal is the story. Every tiny action you take after breaking consistency sends the brain one clear signal. I'm still the person who does this. I didn't quit. I just had an off day. That one signal is enough to stop the what the hell effect before it spirals. There's a rule that ultra-consistent people live by. It's not never miss, it's never miss twice. One missed day is human. 2 missed days in a row is the beginning of a new habit, the habit of not showing up. Research on habit disruption shows it's not the first miss that breaks the chain, it's the second one, because the second miss confirms the identity shift. See, I knew I couldn't do it. So the rule is simple. You're allowed to miss once. Life happens. You are not allowed to miss twice. When our stick figure misses day 15, the 24-hour rule kicks in. He does something tiny that night, small, imperfect, but present. And because he shows up, even for a moment, day 16 counts. The chain isn't broken, it's bent. And there is a massive difference between a broken chain and a bent one. A broken chain has no momentum. A bent chain still moves forward. But there's one more piece, and it's the simplest one. On the days when everything feels too hard, when even 24 hours feels like too much to ask, use what researchers call the 1% rule. Don't aim to do the full habit, aim to do 1% of it. Supposed to run 30 minutes? Run for 18 seconds. Just lace up the shoes. Just walk to the door. Supposed to meditate for 20 minutes? Take one slow breath. Set the timer, sit down. The 1% rule isn't about productivity, it's about identity preservation. Because 1% of your habit, done consistently, sends the same message to your brain as 100%. I'm still here. I didn't quit. I'm still the person who does this. The size of the action doesn't matter. The signal does. Here's the truth. Consistency isn't about never breaking. It's about how quickly you recover. The chain will bend. That's not failure. That's life. What separates the people who change from the people who stay stuck isn't talent. It isn't motivation. It isn't willpower. It's the decision they make in the 24 hours after the break. So the next time you miss a day, and you will, remember, you're not starting over. You're not a failure. You're just applying the gold. Drop a comment below. What habit have you been struggling to keep consistent? I'll be reading every reply.